when he says, I don't believe it, nobody cares what you think. You're not talking to people in them buildings.
Don't go that far. I don't think it's bonkers, but I don't have any proof of it. One, and two, that's Hov's company. I do have a certain respect for him.
Thank you. And let me tell you this. I let Joe off the hook when he says this. We're all entitled. This is all our own platforms we built on our own backs. And I understand, and I hope you guys understand this. When someone has a relationship with someone, I think they do reserve the right to say, I ain't talking about that shit. I wholeheartedly believe it. Even if you're unbiased. Nah, it's my man's. I'm not talking about that. I'm going to wait till all the facts is presented. I think that's not a bad thing. As long as you put it out there as that. Now, if you gaslight us and say, no, there's nothing going on, you're just as bad as everybody else. Now, if you say, nah, I heard some shit, but I can't comment on nothing right now. That's my man's. I'm going to have to look into this more. I'm cool with that. To ignore the problem, that's gaslighting. To say that's my man's, I ain't going to talk about it. Because I've said ask Joe, they've sent shit across my desk about him. That's my man's. Y'all ain't going to get me to run this shit. You crazy. I sent it right to him. That's my man's. That's my man's. I don't care what you niggas say. I understand that. And I would get on here and say that. So I have no problem with Joe saying, nah, Hov's my man. I'm good. It's the gaslighting like nothing exists and that you're not covering it because of the privilege that he has, that's your man's.
I am Savvy Mike in this. It's I Am Savvy Mike TV. And we got my nigga DJ Akademiks apparently addressing Joe Budden, basically responding to him when they were asking why they don't talk about this Desiree Perez Roc Nation situation. And he has some choice words for Joe Budden. Let's listen.
They're either friends with these motherfuckers or they scared of them and they won't talk about him. So please, don't have me be the sacrificial lamb. Apply the pressure to everybody else. Okay? Now, I told you the reason why I'm like this enigma in media, with all due respect, I just seen Wayno. Shout out to Wayno. Wayno was on Everyday Struggle with me for a couple years. Wayno used to work was an intern for Rockefeller. Feel me? Joe was basically damn near with all this Def Jam shit. His allegiance to Hov is very different. Charlemagne, he got fired by Jay-Z. Jay-Z done put belt to ass on everybody that we could talk about it. There's not, and Elliot Wilson, shit, he might as well be come on, we know, right? You can't name a media nigga besides me that don't, Jay-Z's I've never talked to him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't care to talk to him. But also, I do know his power. I don't want to go at him. So, when y'all be talking to Roc Nation shit, I'm just apply the pressure on everybody else, too. Because I feel like I'd be the only one, and y'all trying to get me to sacrifice myself. I ain't never been no martyr. Niggas don't like me anyway, so why would I die for y'all? You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. Could I don't know how long this is. Pause.
Afraid to speak on Roc Nation and the things that's talked about that's going surrounding it. What is your outlook on that? As far as speaking on things, do you reserve?
They said that. Nigga, Akademiks said that.
And some other people.
What are we talking about?
It's not just a lot of people. So I want to know, because you my man, so I'm there. I'm on the same type of time you on. So, meaning that I don't speak on shit if I have a relationship. I can identify. If I have a relationship with somebody, I'm not speaking on it because I don't want to. Right. Regardless of how egregious it may come off, I'm not going to speak on it because I respect my relationships.
Mm-hmm. So, if there was a festival where things didn't go perfectly, you wouldn't
bomb shit on
right.
I'm
gonna fuck you up. Okay?
No, I wouldn't do that. But I want to know when people say that towards you.
That's good for you though.
As you being the guy.
Tickets to the Tone Deaf Girl.
Yeah, you tried to distract me. As you being.
I'm not. Let me try to. I saw Axe say that. I didn't see nobody else.
A couple people. A lot of people say.
Is there
people follow responded to that by saying
Joe gaslighting Joe. I only responded because niggas on Twitter was the loudest thing on Twitter that I felt that I wanted to wait for y'all. And I, we might be doing separate things, but we all are in this bubble of hip hop media. So there's some things I don't cover that I know y'all gonna cover. And sometimes y'all do a better job at covering certain stuff and I do a better job covering certain stuff. We're all in the same bubble. So when this came up, I wanted to fall back. I wanted to see how y'all gonna treat it. Because this was a very loud thing on the Twitters, the Instagrams, and I was maybe Joe, the Joe I know is tapped in, but if he says he ain't tapped in no more, okay.
There were specific topics that they feel like we avoided.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roc Nation.
And I just want to hear from you how you look at that, Joe.
That's a good question.
Maybe I'd be far removed from shit. My brain be so different from what the internet is saying.
We don't know.
In my brain,
Shut up.
I was about
Don't
to.
talk
I'm
like
being your cheerleader,
I'm talking
motherfucker.
to them.
Oh, okay. Being your cheerleader.
What I'm saying is the Desiree story broke while we were still recording. To me,
Yes.
That's that story, but there has been.
What is the other Roc Nation story?
Okay. Hey, listen. Y'all need like a fact check guy. You need like a nerdy guy on the Joe Budden podcast. I'm not trying to tell y'all to run y'all podcast, but y'all should have a nerdy guy who.
They had Jeremy Hecht up there.
Academics type of.
They had fucking Jeremy Hecht up there to be I think he was up there to be was he up there to be the fact checker on this episode? Probably not. But should tell you a lot. That should tell you a lot. Joe Budden doesn't do his job anymore. Now, while probably back in 2017, 2018, Joe was really tapped in with the internet streets and what was going on the internet, and it did make him the great potter that he was during that time. I'm talking about prime Joe Budden. We got Michael Jordan on the fucking Wizards Joe Budden now. That's all I'm saying. But regardless of it, this nigga now, Michael Jordan on the Wizards Joe Budden, he don't fucking know shit. This nigga's too rich to care. He get too much Patreon money every month. He don't give two fucking squats of a piss about what's going on anywhere else unless it's dealing with his bubble. If it's dealing with what he got going on in his bubble, then it's something that he should address. And if it ain't in his bubble, if it's outside of his fucking big ass ego stuck in that balloon ass head, if it ain't a part of all that, he ain't paying attention to it.
A guy who is on everything posted, because I can't tell if y'all gaslighting or y'all really don't know. So and I know Ice is a guy, he consumes a lot on the internet. Ice, I know you're gonna watch this clip. Let me give you the bullet points of the Roc Nation saga. Roc Nation has been accused multiple times over the years, more than any other label in current times, of torturous interference, bullying, using legal tactics to silence people who criticize them, who criticize artists that are in their interests. And I'll give you some examples right now. This is all you have to tell Joe. 1, Uzi went through a whole rebellion against his label because Roc Nation, allegedly, was trying to sign him and get him to leave Generation Now. Don't believe me? Go listen to motherfucking DJ Drama, Leg Sheezy, Don Cannon. The whole beef there, they got inside his ear. They started saying shit. Meg the Stallion, 1501. They wanted Meg the Stallion. Meg the Stallion was signed to 300 through a joint venture with 1501. She was signed to 1501. They tried to get her out of that situation by saying she dropped projects that they claimed that they didn't approve, that didn't fulfill the contract, and they wanted to sign her. They were managing her. Bobby Shmurda's career, ultimately, I'm telling you things, and I love Joe, but Joe is so good at like being green and then being all the way in tune. What I'm saying, it would take 2 seconds for him to find out the thing. Roc Nation is behind Bobby Shmurda not being a thing anymore. I'm telling you this. This is the third thing I'm telling you. Bobby Shmurda was getting out of jail. By the way, Epic fucked up. They didn't support him at first. When Bobby was getting out of jail, Roc Nation started approaching Epic Records saying, we are going to be signing Bobby. They wanted Bobby Shmurda. Epic said, no, we still have a contract with him. They started managing Bobby. Do you notice a pattern? They start managing an artist, Uzi, Meg Thee Stallion, Bobby. They don't own the person's label rights, but they try to finagle it. That's called tortious interference. You know these people are in contracts, but you're trying to rip them out of the contract. What does the other people do? Oftentimes they sink their career. Why? I'm not going to put all my marketing dollars and blow you up that you walk over to Roc Nation. This is why Meg Thee Stallion shit got slow for a slight minute, other than the Tory stuff. This is why Bobby shit got deaded. And this is why Uzi, it helped him because it built hype. But he went through that phase where he was cussing out DJ Drama and them. I've told you 3 artists now. 3 artists, Roc Nation. Okay? Now we could get into the Tory Lanez thing. Tory Lanez was accused of shooting Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion was a victim in the case. She testified. It was noted by several people, including Megan Cuniff, that Roc Nation CEO, Desiree Perez, was sitting there with the prosecutors. Do you hear what I'm saying? The Roc Nation CEO is sitting with the prosecutors when Meg ain't even there, conferring. Tory gets 10 years in jail. Anybody who speaks up, questioning the verdict, questioning the sentence, Roc Nation's lawyers, Alex Spiro and the rest, attacked them. I'm bringing up a 5th situation. Milagro is being sued for quote-unquote defamation and whatever because she has a POV about what she felt happened that night. It doesn't go with the Roc Nation plan for Meg Thee Stallion. They know it's Big Bang, take Lil Bang. I don't think Milagro has a lawyer at this point. Roc Nation has millions. It's called bullying, strong arm. I'm just saying, when y'all act like Roc Nation ain't nothing, it's like, is everybody eyes open? They're single-handedly bullying independent media, artists, and independent label companies. But I'm not done. I'm at 5 or 6. Let's keep going. Her own daughter admits in this new civil suit of how she uses her power, influence, manipulation to even make her get Baker acted, which she now contends was illegal. We're at 6 or 7. Her own daughter's on this list. But that's not it. By the way, Roc Nation is listed as a defendant in that lawsuit. That's not it. There is people who were trying to report on this. Independent bloggers, YouTubers, 100,000 subscriber YouTube channels. These people got their channels and videos taken down in a way that is not consistent with the law. Copyright infringement because it used a photo of Desiree Perez. That's not legal. If someone runs an article about me or does a video about me and uses a picture of my face, and I don't want the video out, and I use copyright infringement with my heavy law team to take it down to intimidate them, saying, hey, I could get your livelihood taken away. That's not above board. That's called censorship. They've been accused of hacking people. It's like to sit here and act like what's the Roc Nation thing is like retarded. There's a million things to talk about Roc Nation. But I have learned to digress. Now, I'll let you guys keep going because it seems like you need a couple examples. Ice, I'm going to leave it to you because I know you watch everything. But write down and jot down the points I just said. I gave about 7 or 8. I got about 7 or 8 more. I got 7 or 8 more. Just scummy plays, scummy moves that culturally that we would associate with a white organization that didn't give a fuck about what Jay-Z claims he cares about, which is culture, art, expression, freedom, and ownership. Doesn't care about that. But we can't have these conversations because Roc Nation is bullying people. So this is where it becomes incumbent. They haven't sued me. I do think if they were going to sue me, they know it's going to be a knock him down, drag him out style fight. I seen when they sued Milagro. I think they said if we're going to get at Ak, we know how he going to play it. It's going to be nasty. He don't seem that, dug in. Milagro's a little bit extra dug in. I get that. But they ain't sue me. If we don't speak up, those smaller creators get done exactly like how all the companies that do the other creators that we consider those companies white and they're doing X, Y, and Z to us, we get it done to us by Roc Nation. That's my only point. I'll keep it going.
That people have run from up here quickly because we want to advance this.
There's been talks of
Tory and
the shit that Desiree herself
that can't possibly apply to this podcast.
No, because he told you that's what I'm saying. That part.
That's what I'm saying. That cannot possibly apply to this broadcast.
But I think you speak of it I don't. But I think what they're saying is that you don't identify that Roc Nation may be playing a role in why Tory Lanez in jail. That's the angle that they're taking. You never,
sir. It's not only about Tory Lanez, and Tory would be probably the least. Tory would probably be the least of the examples. There's much more examples. If you want, again, I named a bunch because it seemed like people were thinking that Roc Nation, they move pretty covertly.
Never say that. You just say you're free Tory. I said it, but you never say I can see Roc Nation playing a part. You never.
Well, one, I don't have no proof of that.
True,
and it's bonkers. Just my take. I'm speaking for myself.
Got it.
I'm woke.
With all due respect, Mr. Mark Lamont Hill, your cachet and repertoire and reach within rap music is not similar to the reach that you have in maybe politics and of the sort. I would talk circles around you if we had to talk about actual rap business, music business. You see, one thing, and I know the JDP podcast recently, like I see their audience. They're sopping this guy up. They love him. You know why? He could actually make a coherent argument at times.
Thank you. Somebody said it. Somebody fucking said it. When he starts talking to me, it's like fucking NyQuil. I want to fall asleep. Especially for the fact, that's why I never got it. I'm like, why is he up there? Oh, Mark Lamont Hill makes the podcast more palatable. What? I never listened to the Joe Budden podcast because I wanted it to be palatable. No, I was listening to random niggas, well, not even random, but some niggas from Jersey, Joe Budden specifically, talk hip-hop. Talk hip-hop, talk outside of hip-hop, sure, but mainly focus on rap and whatever else that's going on in the entertainment industry. And the jokes that they have. That's why I listen to the Joe Budden podcast. Not to hear some fucking liquid NyQuil to the ears motherfucker just sit there and just wax poetic about bullshit the whole time. I don't care. I don't care. And honestly, to be honest, you don't either. And that's the sad part about it. These Joe Vengers will have you thinking that Mark Lamont Hill is just up there doing some amazing work. And while, yeah, he's okay. Sure, he had an okay opinion. There's no hot takes being said. There's none of this and none of that. It's just him up there talking with his friends. That's all it is. And the guy really has nothing to add especially when it comes to hip hop. I do not want to hear Mark Lamont Hill opinion or takes, and that's mainly what I listen to that podcast for Joe specifically. But when Rory and Maul were there, Rory and Maul as well. And I like Ish and Ice, but Ish don't talk no more. And I fuck with Ice now. Ice is cool now. But I love Queen's Flip, but I just love Queen's Flip because of his content, not because of what he has. But he's a rapper as well. So I will respect his opinion on hip hop because I've actually heard this nigga spit a 32. I've never heard Mark Lamont Hill spit a verse in my life. So why the fuck would I care about his opinion on a quote unquote music, entertainment, hip hop podcast. We're not talking about Trump every fucking week. We're not talking about Joe Biden every week. Why is he here? Why? Because when he gets into his monologues and get into him having to be interesting and his stories that he has, it's boring as shit.
He doesn't know rap music business. Joe does. Joe knows what happens in them buildings. So when
Joe gonna love this video. I ain't being lazy at all. I'm giving all types of thoughts and opinions.
when he says, I don't believe it, nobody cares what you think. You're not talking to people in them buildings.
Don't go that far. I don't think it's bonkers, but I don't have any proof of it. One, and two, that's Hov's company. I do have a certain respect for him.
Thank you. And let me tell you this. I let Joe off the hook when he says this. We're all entitled. This is all our own platforms we built on our own backs. And I understand, and I hope you guys understand this. When someone has a relationship with someone, I think they do reserve the right to say, I ain't talking about that shit. I wholeheartedly believe it. Even if you're unbiased. Nah, it's my man's. I'm not talking about that. I'm going to wait till all the facts is presented. I think that's not a bad thing. As long as you put it out there as that. Now, if you gaslight us and say, no, there's nothing going on, you're just as bad as everybody else. Now, if you say, nah, I heard some shit, but I can't comment on nothing right now. That's my man's. I'm going to have to look into this more. I'm cool with that. To ignore the problem, that's gaslighting. To say that's my man's, I ain't going to talk about it. Because I've said ask Joe, they've sent shit across my desk about him. That's my man's. Y'all ain't going to get me to run this shit. You crazy. I sent it right to him. That's my man's. That's my man's. I don't care what you niggas say. I understand that. And I would get on here and say that. So I have no problem with Joe saying, nah, Hov's my man. I'm good. It's the gaslighting like nothing exists and that you're not covering it because of the privilege that he has, that's your man's. That's my thing.
There we go.
I don't know. I don't have a relationship with Desiree. I've never met Desiree. I don't have any equity there.
Okay.
So she's in the news now in a story that I'm sure we'll get to at some point. But that story just broke.
But why? But why? But Joe,
and even that, I do have a certain type of, pardon me, Mark, a certain type of sensitivity to speaking about any story with anybody's children.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, I was going to say, like, why would you report that story?
That's cap. I don't care about what's going on with her and her child. She sued Roc Nation. Her child sued Roc Nation. Listen, Desiree Perez, we know she's the CEO of Roc Nation, but she also sued Roc Nation. That's all we're talking about. But as you know, Joe already hit the secret out button, which is that's my man's. So for me, I'll digress. I just want people to know when people are asking, why you the only nigga talking about it? Jay, not my man's. So I'll cover it and I'll do my best to keep it fair. That's Joe's man's. Show him ain't got fired by him. These people have agendas. Not necessarily saying this to their detriment, because at times I've gotten things about my man's that I'm not going to speak about either. But as long as the audience knows, because I'm in these streets watching not only what people say, but what's coming out. It's like, why y'all not talking about this? What you mean why we not talking about this? I'm down to talk about it. I'm just saying nobody else ain't down to talk about it. So again, I'm back to my original point. Y'all stop bringing up Roc Nation's power control, their intimidation, their heavy hand that they influence shit with. If I'm the only one that could talk about it, because again, I think y'all have set me up to the point where I'm going to catch a lawsuit by these motherfuckers, or they're going to just figure out a way to completely eradicate me. I don't think I could get eradicated by a rapper. It's the reason why I do whatever I do. Oh, you got a concert? I don't give a fuck if you hate me. I'm there. Y'all can't eradicate me. who could eradicate me is the conglomerate worth billions of dollars with the best lawyers in the world. And when they say, we're going to get this fucker out of here, and we have $1 billion budget, not saying they would use it all on me, I think that is something that I don't want to be playing toyfully around. So from now on, if the culture has decided that Roc Nation topics, no matter how heinous, no matter how vile, no matter how manipulative, no matter how deceptive it seems, they don't want to address it, well, I wipe my hands clean. I told you I'm not Jesus. I'm not here to pick up for no victims. I could tell you right now, me and Roc Nation, we're probably in a stalemate. They have never filed a civil suit against me. They have never taken legal action, even though I don't know if they try to do some weird shit. They did some stuff against, I got to talk to Grand, Akademiks TV. Hey, don't play with Akademiks TV now. We got no action against each other. I'm telling you, I'm retreating. I got nothing to say bad about y'all. Keep finessing these niggas. Keep abusing these niggas. Keep doing whatever y'all do. I'm no spokesperson. And Roc Nation, my final message to you and Jay-Z, fuck these niggas, okay? They don't want to speak up. I don't give a fuck either. Just leave me alone, all right?
Nah, he put up the damn rock symbols. Said, fuck these niggas. Regardless of it, while I do believe that Roc Nation, probably as a whole, as a label, does some snaky shit, I just don't think Jay-Z cares that much about it anymore, at least. Like, I'm sure at a certain point he did, and then if they needed to use Jay to kind of close the deal, they would, and Jay-Z would probably make a phone call, do whatever, talk to the artist, try and get them to come over there. But I just have a hard time believing that Jay-Z cares this much to throw Tory Lanez in jails for 10 years and all the stuff that Ak brought up. While I do believe that it is Roc Nation doing that slimy ass shit, and that is interesting. I didn't realize that it was a lot of people reporting that Desiree Perez was at the fucking Tory Lanez trial. That's crazy, to be honest. Talking to the prosecutors, she wasn't just a bystander. No, she was there. That is wild, and that you definitely gotta, peep that, like that. What the fuck is going on there? But regardless of it, y'all know my thoughts. I love Jay-Z. Jay-Z is in my top 5 greatest rappers of all time. So he'll always have some grace over here with me at I Am Savvy Mike TV. I hope Roc Nation knows that. I hope they understand that, and I hope they never try to use that $1 billion budget to bring me down. Which, I mean, honestly, all you could do is just take this channel away. That'll be about it. Everything else, I mean, I ain't no Diddy level type freak, so I'm good there. Either way, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I Am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. One thing about it, 2 things for certain. Joe Budden definitely doesn't think Ak lazy. He only played 3 minutes of the clip and just talked the whole time. Now, while Ak has a humongous audience, and honestly, they're there to hear him, they don't really give a fuck about what he's playing on the screen. They're there to just hear his thoughts and opinions about it. Y'all aren't here for my thoughts and opinions. I already know that. Trust me, I already know. I already know. So that's why I try to keep it as minor as I can, and or at least try to save it till the end. I try my best, and I still get ridiculed for it. Either way, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I Am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.